Good morning from the Edinburgh Fringe. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Arthur. And good morning to the day before the final week, sometimes known as week 3. And we are on the Fringe review team, those of us that are still left up here. There are a couple of reviewers arrived later in the Fringe. We've been invited to some meet the media type events. For example, at the Space UK, around 6 p.m. there's a meet the media event. I guess there'll be drinks, but mostly it's for the benefit not of us, but the shows that are arriving at the Fringe. Yep, quite a lot. Oh look, there's a friend who's been around. They're arriving just to play 1 week, and just hear that term, just to play 1 week. That's what it used to be, the term, because the backbone of the Fringe was playing all 3 weeks and a little bit in week 0. But now it's playing a week, not even necessarily referred to as playing week 3. Oh, do like a little feather. There are lots of them here. Playing week 3 as if this was a 7-day festival. And having come up from Durham Fringe, that's longer than Durham Fringe. So the suggestion this morning, despite one of my other videos about the people that have played all 3 weeks and the reviewers that have been up here, you can sense when you arrive a sense of tiredness, and some people in cruise control, is you'll arrive fresh for week 3. And actually, if you've been playing for 2 weeks already or a week, the mindset of seeing week 3 as a 1 week festival can be really helpful, particularly around getting reviews to take away, because you may not get those reviews up in time to benefit you at this Edinburgh Fringe. Some do go up quite quickly, but if not, you've got a review to take away. You've got some quotes for further tour booking and venue booking, and maybe another Fringe. I think there are a few in the UK that are happening in September and October. So you're arriving, and the mindset is this is a 7-day festival, which is quite long. So if you haven't done, you've still got a day to write to the media and say we're here for 7 days. I would suggest you put just the range of dates that you're playing, and we're here until a certain date. As I've suggested before, this doesn't need to be the language of lack. We're only here for 7 days. You've only got a certain number of dates to catch us. I don't think reviewers respond to that. Although I think the audience going public quite like to know what lack is. They like to know that they've only got 3 days to get into your show, or they'll miss it. I think that works in marketing a show. And also it's truthful. But I think for the media and for arts industry as well, just say what dates you're arriving. This is the day to send a fresh press release. And it's not the language of we haven't been here, it's the language of we're here for this amount of time. And I think that's upbeat. So I think if you've got older press releases, it's time to renew them. The advantage of playing 7 days is you've still got, well, you've spent a lot less money than the whole month, but you've still got time to bed in your show. You've still got time to invite reviewers. You might decide that day 1 is your preview night, and you can use that language. So Monday is a preview night. You can still say what the night where press are coming in, press night. You can do a photo shoot on your arrival. You can take some pictures of you in your venue. You might even be able to get some rehearsal shots very quickly, and there are people doing photo shoots still up here. But I think 7 days is a good time to do a show. You don't get the benefits of show after show for 3 weeks, but you still get some of those benefits. So I think very clearly, if you can, that with 7 days that you're getting is best to be rehearsed today, even if you're not playing till tomorrow. And you can literally peg out the dimensions of your show on the meadows out in one of the parks and just get into the practice of when we arrive in our venue on Monday as much as possible. Monday is going to be us hitting the ground running. And whether that's a stand-up show, whether that's theatre or any other genre, you don't want to waste that first day. But 7 days is still long. You still have 6 days, and you can still say that day one is our preview night, and you don't necessarily invite reviewers in for that first day. It all depends really, the extent to which you want ticket sales as quickly as possible. What you will find in week 3 is that other people are arriving, so there will be some people that won't take your flyers because they're just a bit tired, and you will find that people with this lanyard, meaning the media, may already be now full up. Some will have gone home. There will be less reviewers around, possibly. We don't know that for sure. There's over 4,000 shows, and it could be that, and I think it probably is that some reviewers are arriving now for week 3. Accommodation might be a little bit cheaper. So the key thing is to meet your freshness if you're arriving with a sense of really hitting the ground running for a 7-day festival. I think that can be really enjoyable too. There's a sense of not having to go into cruise control over 3 weeks because you can build your energy up very quickly. I would set some goals for your 7 days, because the Edinburgh Fringe you can really start to find it goes really quickly, and before you know it, it's gone. And that's a sense of just things moving really quickly up here. So I would sit down with your group, with your PR, and say, what is it that we want to achieve? And particularly with PRs, you can't have unrealistic expectations and say, I want reviewers in on day 1. That might not be possible. I think in 7 days, it is about out and about flyering, but it's also okay, I've said before, to go up to people with these lanyards. The tired ones might not be interested, but some might just have arrived and they're looking for some shows to see, and they don't mind being flyered. So you have a 7-day fringe that begins not in the last week, but just in this week. And I think that works extremely well, and I wish you well with week 3, or is it week 1?